The younger sister stole her older sister's marriage certificate simply because she wanted to marry the richest man and become a wealthy wife. The older sister had no choice but to marry a poor student from the countryside. The younger sister thought she could live a life of luxury and extravagance from then on, but the richest man only loved his childhood sweetheart. Every day, they mistreated the younger sister and even sent her to a mental hospital. Meanwhile, the poor student, with the older sister's help, rose step by step to become the head of the provincial office. The younger sister watched as her older sister lived the dream life she had always longed for. Jealousy consumed her. She escaped from the mental hospital, and on the day of the celebration banquet, she perished alongside her older sister. When the older sister opened her eyes, she realized she had returned to 5 years ago, the very day the sisters were selecting their marriage partners. But this time, the younger sister flirted with her brother-in-law early on to steal her older sister's fate, forcing the older sister to give up the marriage. What the younger sister didn't know was that the brother-in-law, who seemed like a considerate husband, was actually a scumbag behind closed doors. In the previous life, this man had sent the woman to a thug to gain the position of provincial director. If it weren't for the woman, he would have never achieved that position. So to avoid the same fate in this life, the woman didn't hesitate to let the scumbag marry her sister instead. The clueless younger sister was overjoyed, dreaming of swapping fates with her older sister. The next day, the younger sister married the man she had always wanted to marry. She was even prepared to endure any bitterness for the bright future ahead. But in the next moment, the younger sister could no longer smile. The rich man, who in the previous life had reunited with his first love, personally arrived in a Rolls-Royce to pick up the bride, and even sent 2 extra large trunks of dowries. The woman instantly became the center of attention. The younger sister was driven mad with jealousy. But that night, she thought about how her older sister would be kicked out tomorrow, and felt giddy with schadenfreude. As expected, the rich man suggested setting boundaries with the woman, but the woman replied that she didn't care about the rich man at all. She even said she wouldn't restrict the rich man from doing anything. After speaking, she took her quilt and prepared to sleep on the sofa. However, the rich man was captivated by her attitude. He had assumed she was after his money, but now it seemed he had misunderstood her. Just then, the housekeeper came in and told the rich man that his first love was looking for him. Upon hearing this, the rich man immediately dropped everything and ran to meet her. But the woman didn't feel the least bit disappointed. She even asked the housekeeper for snacks with great interest. Even the housekeeper admired her composure. The next morning, the woman deliberately stayed in bed late. Surprisingly, the rich man's mother didn't blame her. But unexpectedly, the scheming older sister appeared to lodge a complaint, saying the rich man had gone out last night and hadn't returned yet. She then criticized the woman for not properly managing the rich man. The woman recalled what had happened in the previous life and deliberately comforted the mother, telling her not to be upset with the rich man. Afterward, she headed out to inform the rich man about everything, but unexpectedly ran into her scheming younger sister.